Secret units are meant to stay hidden, out of sight and in deep cover, like Unit 29155, a distinctly unmemorable name for a team of Russian assassins.
Unit 29155 is a clandestine Russian military unit that has been in existence since at least 2008, and they're linked to poisonings and sabotage across Europe.
For years, the unit works in total secrecy, unknown and unseen by the world's governments and intelligence services. Then in 2018, one operation changes everything.
It's a spring afternoon in the city of Salisbury, England, and locals find two people slumped on a bench. So somebody quickly dials 999, and first responders go rushing in.
As the hours pass, it becomes clear to residents that this is no normal incident. Hazmat suits appear, and a huge portion of the city center is completely closed off.
Soon, police identify the victims. Sergei Skripal, a former Russian intelligence officer who defected to Britain, and his daughter, Yulia.
Investigators discovered that the Skripals have been poisoned with something called Novichok. This is an assassination attempt, and really there's only one plausible suspect: Russian military intelligence.
Both Sergei and Yulia are near death when found. But after weeks in the hospital, they somehow survive.
Global news outlets begin to point the finger. Russian military intelligence is now the prime suspect.
Can investigators find any hard evidence linking Russia to the attack?
British police investigate, and months later they release CCTV stills and video footage of two men that they believe traveled from Russia to Salisbury to carry out these poisonings. And the names listed in the passports are Ruslan Bashirov and Alexander Petrov.
A database search for these names turns up nothing, and the investigation grinds to a halt.
This is where Christo Grozev comes in. At the time, Grozev is the lead researcher at Bellingcat, an open-source investigative group that uncovers covert operations. And Grozev sets about trying to uncover these men's real identities.
With the men's names offering no clues, Grozev turns to the only other piece of information he has: their passports.
Grozev uncovers a crucial detail reported in the Russian press. The passport numbers of these two men are virtually identical except for the last three numbers. In a country of over 140 million people, the chances of two travelers having nearly consecutive passport numbers on the same plane going to the same city is almost impossible.
Grozev attempts to trace the two Salisbury suspects online, but finds nothing. Which is odd, because in a world where almost everyone leaves a digital trail, a total absence of information suggests something deliberate. It's a hallmark of fabricated identities.
With no other personal details on the men, once again, the investigation hits a dead end.
That's when one of Grozev's ex-intelligence contacts gives him an idea. Why not look at the alumni of Russia's military academies to search for any high-flying graduates, men who might have been recruited by the elite security services, and match the photos of the Salisbury killers?
One of these places is Russia's Far Eastern Higher Combined Arms Command School, which is one of Russia's oldest military academies that has connections to the GRU, which is Russia's secretive military intelligence agency.
Grozev begins cross-checking the school's graduates with award rolls and keeps hitting one name: Colonel Anatoly Chapiga. Since graduating, he has become a decorated GRU officer and recipient of Russia's highest honor, the Hero of the Russian Federation.
When Grozev compares photographs of Chapiga with Ruslan Bashirov, they're the same men. A parallel search of an elite Russian military medical school finds that Chapiga's accomplice, Alexander Petrov, matches the image of an Alexander Mishkin. And Mishkin's car is even registered to the GRU's Moscow headquarters.
It leaves no doubt. The two men's arrival before the poisoning is no coincidence. They're highly trained Russian killers operating under state-issued false identities.
Most investigators would stop here, but Grozev pushes further. He's determined to uncover the sprawling secret unit that he believes is behind the Skripal plot. His big break comes when a Russian opposition paper exposes a third suspect, Sergei Fedotov. Grozev discovers he's really Denis Sergeyev, a senior GRU officer.
By looking into Sergeyev's travel records, Grozev sees a chilling pattern. Wherever Sergeyev goes, disaster follows. A weapons depot explodes in the Czech Republic in 2014. There's an attempted poisoning of an arms dealer in Bulgaria in 2015.
Essentially, if Sergeyev shows up at passport control, it pretty much means the Kremlin has marked a target.
Grozev digs deeper and discovers Sergeyev is a senior figure in a top-secret GRU unit of assassins and saboteurs. After years in the shadows, the existence of Unit 29155 is exposed.
Using the same techniques that he used to identify the two attackers of the Skripals, Grozev keeps going, and ultimately, he's able to uncover the identities of dozens of members of this secret subunit, and he makes sure that Western law enforcement and Interpol know exactly who they are.
In one swoop, Unit 29155's operations are disrupted for a generation.
In 2019, Grozev publishes his findings. The revelation of a secret Russian hit squad creates a sensation worldwide. But for his extraordinary detective work, Grozev pays a high price.
In early October, Western intelligence warned Grozev new Russian operatives have been detected in Europe gathering information on his movements. Grozev's name is now on a kill list.
Grozev exposed Russia's most secret assassination unit. Now he's forced into a life on the run. Most secret units stay out of sight. They rely on false identities and clever disguises. But during the Cold War, the Soviet Union assembles a team that truly operates below the surface. An elite force of highly trained dolphins.
At the height of the Cold War, Soviet Navy commanders are worried. They're concerned enemy divers could slip into their bases and sabotage their fleet without being detected. In the warm waters off the Crimean Peninsula, the USSR sets up a top-secret training school for dolphins.
The Soviets, by utilizing the dolphins' incredible hearing and intelligence, create a highly effective early warning defense system for any possible inbound enemy submarines.
The dolphins are fully trained to trail a signal buoy and kept on standby.
In 1991, the Soviet Union breaks apart. Modern Russia has no use for these trained dolphins, so the marine mammal program falls apart and is just remembered as a relic of the old Soviet Empire.
Fast forward 3 decades, and the mammal program resurfaces in the most unexpected of places.
It's a spring day off the coast of Norway. 3 fishermen spot something strange drifting in the ocean. As they get closer, they realize it's a beluga whale.
Now, this is odd. Belugas swim in colder waters than this. Also, they typically travel in pods. So for it to be this far south and to be alone, something is suspicious here.
As the whale swims by, the fishermen notice that there's something caught around the beluga's body. One of the fishermen dives into the water to help the animal, but once in the water, the fisherman realizes that this isn't debris wrapped around the whale. This is a carefully designed harness.
As they haul the harness onto deck, they spot something strange. A stamp that says, Equipment, St. Petersburg. This isn't fishing gear. It's Russian tech.
Just for the record, no zoo or research institution has put out a statement saying that they are missing their beluga. It is a total mystery where this thing came from. The mystery quickly makes international headlines, and news outlets settle on the unsettling conclusion: a Russian spy whale has just surfaced in Norwegian waters.
Locals embrace the theory, and they give the animal a name: Valdemir, which is a playful mashup of the word Val, which is Norwegian for whale, and the first name of Russia's president, Vladimir Putin.
The Putin administration doesn't confirm knowledge of who Valdemir.
Intelligence journalists across the world start digging in to see if Valdemir really is a part of a secret Russian unit.
Footage on social media of Valdemir playing with tourists along Norway's coast reveals a pretty big clue. It shows Valdemir being playful, tugging at ropes, nudging boats. He even retrieves a girl's phone from the seabed.
It becomes clear that this whale has experience with humans and may even be trained, but it's not clear by who or why.
The following month, European journalists make a breakthrough while trawling through Google Maps. They're scrolling along the coastline looking at clues, and they spot something hiding in plain sight in Alenia Bay near Murmansk.
Floating in the water are what appeared to be large pens, roughly 20 meters wide.
Murmansk is Russia's key Arctic port and the base for its main submarine force, the Northern Fleet. That fleet comprises more than 30 submarines, including a bunch that are capable of launching nuclear strikes.
The freezing waters of Murmansk are too cold for most dolphin species. Have Russians begun secretly training a new mammal to serve as underwater sentinels?
Inside those berths are white shapes that match the sizes of beluga whales.
This discovery is only the tip of the iceberg. Later that month, more intel is revealed.
A tip reaches Ukrainian marine biologist Dr. Olga Shpak. She's told Valdemir is actually a whale named Andruha and went missing from the Research Institute for Applied Problems in Murmansk. It's a branch of the Russian military that has been secretly training beluga whales.
A secret unit of Russian Marine troops is finally exposed by the most unexpected whistleblower.
After his escape, Valdemir lives out the remainder of his days on the Norwegian coast, living proof of Russia's latest shadow unit, this top-secret battalion of cute belugas that are trained to guard its submarine strike force.